What suggestions you can give for a fresher who wants to kickstart his SSB preparation?
See, as you all know, the service selection is something which is one of the most challenging and a kind of an interesting aspect if any aspirant wants to join the forces as an officer in the armed forces. One has to really prepare himself and plan accordingly, and he has that aptitude in him to be an officer in the forces. All I can say is that once he has already made up his mind that to become an officer in the forces, for which he has seen that he has it in him, that is, first and foremost, is to know about himself. So why I say is that you are the right person to judge about yourself. So if you have it in you, and does mean that some of the areas where you think that you need to have a little bit of practicing yourself, that's very natural. No one is perfect to be born with. So you should know which are the areas that you would like to have an improvement, and those are the areas which you think that is quite good at, is one strength. He can improve upon those, and also those areas which he really feels that he needs to pay attention so as to feel that he is comfortably placed while he faces the interview. So having said that, if he has already seen that he has to have that interview or the kind of an examination that he has to go through, nothing sort of preparation is the one key that he has to start up in the right earnest. So to begin with, he has to work out a plan, schedule. He should also have the resources at his disposal, that how he is really coping up with the kind of a time available with him, make the best use of time, profitable manner, so as to prepare himself and plan accordingly to work it out, both from the academic point of view, from the professional point of view, and also from the physical point of view. It is that balancing act that he should really have the time allotted for him in a dedicated manner and prepare it in a sincere manner. So the SSB having designed in such a way that scientifically it withstood the test of time. So it is to see that the candidate who is coming for a scope of selection, it is in all fairness, he will be judged from three assessors' point of view.
So that is my next question, sir, like what they'll be looking. Yes.
So it is like that there are stage 1 and stage 2. So to begin with that, when he comes after the documentation is over, so the candidates are really subjected to the initial screening test, that is for the stage 1, where there will be a kind of OER test, officer intelligence rating, both verbal and non-verbal, against a time frame, some around 50 questions each.
It will be in which standard, sir?
Time. So it will be like a metric 10 plus 2 standard scale, like what you find that what you appear for the other competitive exams, the aptitude.
Yes.
So that is to see that officer intelligence rating is adequate enough. So you will be graded against that with a level 1 to 5. So with an outstanding grade to the level that's below average.
Yes.
So accordingly the scale will be given based on your performance. So notwithstanding that, this scale will be taken for a cross-reference when you have to appear for the subsequent test in the stage 1 itself. It's a PPDT, picture perception and discussion test.
Yes.
So where generally a candidate is shown a picture for a minute, where he has to observe the picture and note down whatever the thing as per the briefing. So every time, my advice to the candidate is that as he is going, whether it's a fresher or a person who has appeared earlier, every time there is a briefing is carried out by the assessor who is conducting the test, the candidate is expected to pay attention to the briefing and know as what is he expected to do on the particular event. So once he is aware of that particular activity, there's nothing short of his own performance that's being the evaluation. So if he has given a real good performance, he can stand a better chance of selection. So this is how that the performance evaluation is based on the candidate's level at which he puts his best.
Okay. So most of the common doubts that the aspirants are asking is that everything will be noted. Is it true, sir? Is each and every actions of the candidate is noted there?
To a large extent, I can say this: 90% of his actions are being noted. For the some, so like if he comes there, he has to settle down. So initial activity of his settling down, the way in which he arranges his own belongings, the way in which he goes about, carries himself with the kind of instructions which have been given, and the timing at which he has to follow, preparing himself for the activity. So everything is given to him in the kind of an introductory speech itself when he is coming there to begin with. So thereafter, for every activity, there will be a time slot will be given. So hence the candidate is expected to follow the routine, what has been intimated to him with the other candidates in general in the SSB center.
Okay, sir. So many people are getting conferenced out and getting screened out, or they're facing failures there. So what you will say to these people, sir? How they should handle it, or they should do post these failures?
So if someone finds that he has not been in as he is expected to be in, because he comes with that kind of a mindset that he is going to give his best, there may be some errors, there may be some kind of introspections to be done by him in his own self-assessment. So as soon as he is known about the result, whichever the stage, whether stage 1 or the stage 2, towards which the conference will be the deciding factor when the results are declared. So he has to really carefully note down which are those techniques and the sub-events thereon that he could perform, or where he found it difficult, or where he could not perform to the
So
expectations.
you have to self-analyze. You are saying.
He has to do his self-analysis, and then he has to note down sincerely also. So this is towards his improvement, because nothing like a fresher or a repeater. It's for a repeater, is fairly knows about the procedure, but the performance scale at which both the repeater as well as the fresher is being evaluated at the same scale. So hence, if it is a repeater who could not qualify in the second attempt or the subsequent attempts, or a fresher who could not qualify his maiden attempt, both of them should realize that they have to take what kind of an activity they could perform, and which are the areas they found it difficult, which are the areas they could not perform to the potential. So accordingly, they should assess themselves and find out as if there is a chance for them to do it again. These are the areas well covered, and over and above, knowing the situation now very clearly, you see the competitors who are there for this particular type of selection. They also come equally prepared.
Yes.
So you should consider them to be at par with you, equal with you, or even better. So the toughness at which that you got to prepare for the subsequent attempts has to be above par from the previous time.
Yes.
So that's how one has to prepare.
Good, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes.